Yo guys, what's up? Demon Killer here, back again with episode 10 of Mixing with Black. This is going to be a bit of a different episode today. I thought that maybe, I don't know, maybe every 5, maybe every 10 episodes, maybe every 10, I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to do something along this line, so something like a question special or an AMA or whatever, like this specific episode is going to be about basically just general vaping questions. Well, not even vaping questions, mostly mixing questions. So yeah, the recipe that basically would have been in today's episode, and it's still going to be in today's episode, in a way, is the pumpkin pie. And that's what I'm vaping on right now. Delicious recipe, 4 ingredients, and oh man, it is so good. It is so good. I mean, I don't know whether people in South Africa will be extremely keen on a pumpkin pie, considering it's a very American tradition. Like, you know, around Thanksgiving they're all about the pumpkin pies down there. And yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, the second that I saw there was the holiday spice mix and the pumpkin concentrate in the TFA collection, I was like, damn, I've got to make a pumpkin pie. And yeah, the result is actually pretty impressive. So yeah, I'm gonna put up the recipe card for that, well, the flavor card for that, and then we're gonna go on to the questions. So yeah, here's the flavor card. Okay guys, we're back. So, questions. Well, actually, let me quickly just do a description about this pumpkin pie. So, it's overall a very creamy flavor. The pumpkin is quite a smooth, like concentrate in itself. It's a very, almost, I don't know how to put it, almost like a pureed pumpkin. So it has a very creamy mouthfeel to it. So when you add that to the creaminess of the New York cheesecake, anyone who's used the New York cheesecake will know it's got a bit of a base to it, but mostly it's the cheesy, well, not even cheesy, it's, sorry, it's cheesecake, the creaminess of the cheesecake. So that is why we have the graham cracker in there, to just give a bit more darkness to the base, and some sweetener just to sweeten up the whole mix. But other than that, like, I don't know what else to say about this. It's, for me, I think it is one of the best flavors. And that actually will lead us into question 1. So I'm just going to be reading these off my phone because I've got them all collected here, off of my Instagram and off of other various places. So number 1 is, what is my favorite recipe? And I'll be honest with you guys, I couldn't pick one. So what I did was I picked my favorite dessert flavor, which is this pumpkin pie. So good, so creamy, rich, oh, sweet, so nice. It's not too sweet. The holiday spice actually gives almost a bit of a savory feel to it. But oh man, is it good. So good. Okay, my fruit flavor would be the DK fruit milk. Now that does have creams and things in it as well, and some graham crackers, so people could consider it a dessert flavor as well, but it's super heavy on the strawberries and the dragon fruits. So that would definitely be my favorite fruit recipe. And then my drink is going to be Monster Cool. That was actually my first recipe that I did. You guys can go check that out. That is my favorite drink recipe, and it's 3 ingredients. It's sweetener, Coolada, and the Green Goblin Energy. Simple and absolutely delicious. So the next question is, what was my first recipe? My first recipe, I tried to take a recipe from New Amsterdam Vape, which was his strawberry cream. And what I did like a complete idiot is I just went online, found a concentrate place, not Black Vapor, and I went and bought a whole load of crap from them that sort of resembled the ingredients he used. big, big mistake. Yeah, that recipe was completely and utterly disgusting. Because I think I used strawberry wild from some company. I don't remember what it was. I think it was Inawera, not sure. But that strawberry almost killed my DIY experience because is one of the worst concentrates on earth. I don't know if you guys have ever used a strawberry air freshener, like a toilet air freshener, like one of those things that comes in a can. I know that I think Glade or one of them does a strawberry thing. I've actually got it sitting in my fucking bathroom, which is how I know what it smells like. But that e-liquid tasted how this stuff smells, and I can tell you it was not good. Okay, number 3, what made me start DIY mixing? That would be the cost and the options. So I basically started, when I first started, I bought 10 flavors from Vape King. They were the cheapest flavors I could find, and I'll be honest, kind of cheap and nasty. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Non-premium, premium e-liquids are not great generally. They're generally 1 or 2 concentrates. Like, I recreated Vape King's Citrus Punch with 2 ingredients: Citrus Punch from TFA and Sweetener from TFA. That is their Citrus Punch, and they're charging 80 Rand per 30 ml bottle. Sorry, but I can make that for about 15 Rand per 30 ml bottle. Sorry. So yeah, and the options, there are unlimited options to DIY, guys. You can take any of my recipes, you can add, you can subtract, you can double, you can halve, you can do what you want with them. And that is the greatest thing about DIY, and especially e-liquid DIY. I mean, I have a cooking background, so I mean, not many of you will know, I am actually an incredible cook. So for me to be able to basically have any flavor that I want at my fingertips and be able to mix up great desserts and great cocktails and things like that without having to spend hundreds of rands on ingredients to mix up one cocktail. This is an incredible way for me to express that. Which is why, another reason that I completely got into it is like cooking with chemicals. I mean, it's great. Okay, so does VG or PG matter? The order in which you put them in? I would personally say not really, but I do know of recipes that it is supposedly beneficial to add the VG, you then add the flavorings to the VG, and you give that a mix. Then what you do is you combine the nicotine and the VG. If I said VG in the beginning, I meant PG. The propylene glycol, you add that to the flavorings and you mix that. Then you take the VG and the nicotine and you mix those together, the vegetable glycerin. Then you put the two together. I haven't personally tried that. There actually is one recipe that I have seen that it is suggested you do that. So maybe what I will do for you guys in a future question, I will actually answer that. I will do that test on those recipes and I'll let you know if it actually makes a difference. But to me, I'd say no. Okay. So the next question is, why do I use grams and not milliliters to mix? And I actually wanted to have the cylinder here and it's in the cupboard, so I apologize to my viewers. Please give me 1 second. I am back. Thank you for the patience. So, this right here that I'm holding in my hand is called a graduated cylinder. So basically, I'm going to try and show you here. Let's see, because it's focusing on my face right now. There, get rid of my face. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of lines on this with measurements. Okay, this is how you measure by volume. It's using a graduated cylinder. This is a 100 ml cylinder. So this will make 100 mils, and basically just tip that out into your bottle. Real simple. But it works best if you're going to make 100 mils. So if you want to make 10 mils, so I'm going to try and show you guys this. So if you want to make a 10 ml bottle, that's where 10 mils ends. But it only starts measuring, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it doesn't measure the first 4 milliliters on the cylinder. And this is a pretty universal cylinder. I've got a couple of them. They're all exactly like this. Little spout on the top here, base on the bottom, and a tube. And yeah, it's very difficult to get accurate low measurements with this. Whereas using a scale like I do, you can get pretty accurate measurements all the time. Where are we sitting at? 10 minutes. Okay, we're going to try and speed this up. What is coulada? So, coulada is a cooling agent. It has no taste specifically. It can be combined with a mint concentrate or a menthol concentrate to enhance the cooling effect of that. That is the primary reason for coulada being created by TFA. This is from them personally. And the actual ingredient that gives the cool is something, I'm going to read it out, otherwise I'm going to butcher it. It is menthol methyl lactate. Okay, and that is the actual chemical that gives you the cooling effect. The difference between beginner and premium e-liquids. So a beginner e-liquid is basically, so I'll give you an example. Strawberry cream. So you could take strawberries or strawberry ripe and Bavarian cream. Boom, that's a beginner recipe. It's going to taste good, it's going to have a bit of body, it's not going to be complete, but you can vape it, absolutely. Where a premium e-liquid will differ from that is that you'll have more ingredients, mostly. So you would have maybe 2 or 3 different strawberries to give an overall strawberry effect. You may have 2 or 3 different creams to get an overall cream effect. You would have generally a lot more additives, things like the smooth, the coulada, the acetylpyrazine, ethyl vanillin, things like that. Sour, MTS Vape Wizard, those sort of things will be included a lot more in your premium e-liquids. Also, premium e-liquids will tend to be about 15% or higher flavor percentage. So your flavor concentrates are sitting at quite high percentages, which give them much heavier and fuller feelings. So if you feel like your e-liquids are just not matching up to the commercial e-liquids, the premium e-liquids, try and build on like an apple. Add a bit of sour to it. Add a bit of smooth to your creams, your fruit cream mixes. Yeah, things like that. Like to your dessert recipes, add a little bit of acetylpyrazine to give more body and more mouthfeel. And you might find yourself coming a lot closer to those premium e-liquids. What scale do I recommend? So I will be honest, my scale came from China Mall. Bam, there it is. Actually, I lie, it didn't come from China Mall. I ordered it online from a company that has nothing to do with vaping whatsoever. It was just something that they sold and I was like, hey shit, I could use a good scale. So I ended up ordering it at the same time. Black Vapor has 2 scales. So they have the same scale that I have, which is the 200 gram 2 decimal place scale. They also have another scale which is a 500 gram, also 2 decimal place scale. Both of which are going to be absolutely perfect for your mixing. They also have graduated cylinders. If you want to mix by volume, you can completely do that. I just prefer by weight because a lot of the times I do 10 ml bottles. If I decide that the flavor is perfect, which I never do, like for me a flavor is never done, then I will go ahead and I'll mix it in a 30 ml bottle, or maybe like I did with the raspberry bubble gum that I've just created, that's in a 100 ml bottle because that is great. But yeah, most of the time I use 10 ml bottles, so for the accuracy you're using points of a gram all the time or points of a milliliter all the time. You cannot do that on a graduated cylinder. you are better off at that point using drops. So measuring by drops, and I do not do that. I think it's very inaccurate. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, then we have 2 questions left. I'm going to try and hurry this up. I see we're at 15 minutes. This has been quite a long video. So, almost contrary to the second last question, what is a shake and vape recipe? So a shake and vape recipe is generally a recipe with like ingredients. So for me, if you were to make apple and pear, or apple and strawberry, or any fruits, so you combine 2 fruits together, you won't necessarily need a steep time for that because the molecules will blend quite quickly. Whereas when you try and make something like the strawberry cream, which is strawberry, 2 different types of strawberry, it's then got creams in it and it's got crackers. For the thicker and the thinner, or the bigger and the smaller molecules to completely combine, that takes a lot of time unless you have heat, like so a night core mixer or a candle warmer or some warm water to do a hot water bath. That basically accelerates the steeping process. But basically, if you take 2 creams and mix them together, you should be able to vape that right away. If you mix 2 fruits together, you should just be able to vape that right away. So that's pretty much what makes a shake and vape. And okay, the last question, what is a concentrate? So what are concentrates made of? What makes the things that we make our juices from? Basically, there are a lot of different things that make concentrate, or concentrates are made up of. Mostly it is water, in some of them, not all of them, propylene glycol or vegetable glycerin, or a combination of propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin and water as a base. You then have natural and artificial sweeteners, or flavorings I should say. It's 5 things. That is what your concentrates are made of. There may be various artificial and natural flavorings, but 5 things, that's it. VG, PG, possibly water, and your flavorings. And that is pretty much what makes up the concentrates. There are other concentrates that are actually made from cold pressing things. I'm not actually sure how those work, to be completely honest. I've never used them, so I've never felt the need to research them. If I ever do use them, I will let you guys know. I know that Lowrans is a company that does a lot of almost oil extractions, and I've heard a lot of negative things about it. I've heard that it's very, it irritates your chest a lot to vape. I've heard a lot of things about them clogging up coils. So at this point I'm just going to stay away from it. I don't think it's for vaping, I think it's for food. They just seem to have kind of slipped into the vape market with some of those things. I don't know, I don't recommend them. Get PG or VG based concentrates, please guys. Also, if there is a clear option, go for the clear option, like with the graham cracker. It is meant for vaping. It is like the non-clear graham cracker from TFA. You can take that bottle and put it straight into a batch of biscuits, and it will add flavor to your biscuits, because that's what it's for. It's meant for flavoring biscuit dough. So yeah, you don't want to be vaping on that. That's got a lot of sugars and a lot of things in it that are going to clog up your coils. You can, but guys, please don't. Get the clear versions if you can. And yeah, guys, remember to vape safe. Please support Black Vapor. I mean, they are great. They've done a lot to help me. And yeah, they have a lot of information on their sites. They have a lot of calculators, a lot of videos, a lot of information for you guys. Every product has a description, and yeah, they really have made my life as a mixer a lot easier. So please just give them a look, like give them a bit of support if you can. I'm going to speak to them, try and see if we can organize a Demon Killer code for all of my supporters to try and get a discount. I'm going to speak to them about that hopefully by the next video. We'll see what happens. This is a 19-minute video, a really long one, guys. I hope it's not too long. and I really enjoy making these, and I really hope you guys enjoy watching them and hopefully learn a thing or two. And please let me know if you like these sort of videos. Please ask me questions, guys. I had to go begging people for these questions. I was like, yo, what don't you know about vaping? So please, guys, if you have a question, please feel free to ask. I will gladly go out and do the research and get all the answers for you. And anyway, we will see you on episode 11. And yeah, thanks for all the support, guys. We'll see you soon.